All right, and then just software MIDI. We're only going to be doing the software instrument. Bam. Now, the first thing I want you to do is you'll have classic electric piano. Just do Command D to duplicate these channels, and you'll have maybe 5 channels. The first one, you can choose whatever chordal instrument. So this is fine, or you can switch to piano, you can switch to marimba, whatever you want. So if you want to switch to piano or any other instrument, you go here to the sound library. This is the sound library section. And then look at piano, and then you have the Steinway. So, okay. These speakers, sometimes they fall asleep. Make sure that you turn the speakers on in the back and just play until you hear it. All right. And also, you want to make sure that your system preferences, just in case, your system preferences go to sound. Okay. Make sure that the output is Scarlett Solo USB and input is internal microphone. That way you can connect your headphones on the back of the computer so you don't disrupt anyone. Fantastic. So here, track 2, let's just go ahead and set up the bass. I'm going to choose upright bass. Then here, I'm going to choose drum set. I'll choose whichever drum set. Feel free to explore whichever one you want. For now, I'm going to use the Detroit Garage. I'll do Detroit Garage as well over here, and I'll choose a melodic instrument. In this case, I'm going to go to, let's see, synthesizer, and then lead, and then I like this one that is called Scream Lead. All right. So over here you have your tempo. Right here in this section you have your tempo. You have your time signature, your key signature. Don't mess with a time signature or a key signature. You can choose whatever key you want, but if you are in F and then you transpose this and you say D major, that's a whole step. It'll turn your composition from F to G. So choose whatever tempo you want. There's a lot of leeway that you will have with your assignments. So in this particular case, I'm going to choose 100. Make sure that your count in is on, okay, and your tempo is on to help you. If you need 2 measure count in, you go over here to record, count in, and then just put 2 bars. So, all right, and now press R to record, space to stop. So here we go. I'm going to play a groove with 4 keys within that are diatonically related in 1 key center. So in this case, I'll just choose C major. You can choose whatever key you want, but I'm going to choose 4 chords, and in this particular case, I'm going to do the 1, 4, 6, 5, the very common chord progression in pop music. So R, 2, 3, 4. Now, I just played 4 measures. All right, I want you to do an 8 measure project. This is just to experiment. So right here at the top, if you go, just put the cursor right here, you'll see that there's a loopy sign and then there's just a space sign. If you go like that, you're just adding more space. If you go like this, you'll loop it. So right here, that's it. Then on your bass, now channel 2, press the return key, go back to the beginning, and then when you think about bass lines, I want you to think about root, 5th, and octave. Okay? When in doubt, doesn't matter what style, try to do root, 5th, and octave to start off with. Then you can add the 7th, whether it's a major 7 or a flat 7, and the 3rd. All right? So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Messed up, but that's okay. So, in case that you do mess up, but you did the first couple measures right, all you got to do is just start from there, then do Command T, that's trim, and then record, and it'll give you a measure counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and just have fun. Now you can highlight this and go to the edit window. This is the controls window, okay, smart controls. Really, you can also consider this as the mixing window because we're gonna, control the timbre output of the sound and things like that. and just all kinds of effects, sound effects. So we're dealing with sound on this one. Over here, we're dealing with note placement. So this is the editing window. So click the editing window, go down here to quantization, and then maybe quantize it to the nearest 8th note or 16th note. You'll experiment, and now you notice that all of it got aligned, you see? And you can indicate how strong you want it to be. So that's what I normally did, and then boom, that's perfect. Now, I'm gonna go to the return button, then go to the drum set, and what I'm going to do is the drum set just doing the kick and snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just so you know, the kick and snare are going to be low C and low E. There's different variations of the snare. You have the rim shot on C sharp, the snare right here. This is a clap. This is sort of hitting the snare really hard. Okay. Now we're going to do the hi-hat. And you can improvise. You have to have a level of improvisation with this assignment. 2, ready, go. And now we have a rhythmic foundation, we have the bass, and we have the harmony. So we just need melody. And I want you just to improvise or come up with a melody of your choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to quantize the drum, so I'm going to highlight it. I'm already in the editing window, so I'll just do the same treatment as I did with the bass and the piano. Quantize it to the nearest 16th note. And there we go. So now everything's perfectly in time. So now it's just a matter about doing a little bit of panning, which is, placement within the speaker. How far do you want it to the left or to the right? So maybe I'll do the hi-hat just a little bit to the left. I'm going to keep the kick and snare in the center, the bass in the center. Maybe I'll do the piano a little bit to the right. And even though this is the main melody, it's probably a little louder than everything else. So now we're going to just do slight mixing. So you can do it like this, okay? Now, the bass is present, all right? It's really nice, but I probably want to get a little bit more articulation. So I'm going to go back to the smart controls, go to the EQ, equalization, and then here are your low frequencies and high frequencies. So it's high, mids, and low frequencies. We'll talk about it more in detail next track. So if you go down here to the analyzer, you'll actually see, and you can mute or solo actually right here with this button right here. You can actually see where the greatest frequencies are. So it's really boomy here, okay? So you have the option of lowering the boominess. If you want to bring out more clarity, and then just experiment with the EQ. Let's check it out. Yeah, let's say you want to get the snare a little brighter, okay? Go to the analyzer. Maybe go over here to the trebles. Now that's too much. This is when you take out all the brightness, all the trebles. All right. Make sure you listen to it a couple times, just really soft, so that make sure nothing pops out. All right. So you can lower the volume here. All right, and it sounds nice. And that is your first assignment. I'm Dr. Ruiz. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And your assignment is going to be due on Sunday, 11:50. Oh, one more thing, real quick. All right, I want you to be able to export this. And make sure you have a hard drive so you can save the session, because I want you to open up the session in class next week, all right? So I can help you out. So go to share, then go to export window. Export song to disk. Name it whatever you want. And actually give it a title. Don't just say assignment number 1. So I'm gonna call it African Jam, okay? Then I'm gonna save it to the desktop. I'll save it as an MP3 and export it. And it's done, it's already there, okay? And now I can save it to my hard drive and pull it up in class next week, okay? And then you can also save the session, African Jam, all right? And save it to your hard drive. Do not save it on the desktop, because the computer will renew everything and it'll delete the session if you put it on the desktop, all right? Have a great day. And be inspired, and see you next week.